Welcome guys, welcome to the channel, and today we will be looking at yoke steering from Hansshaw. I was planning to buy a yoke from quite some time now, and I got myself a product from Hansshaw, so I will be giving you a complete instructions video for how to install it. I have a 2021 Tesla Model 3 and it comes with the heated steering wheel option, so I ended up buying Hansshaw yoke steering with a heated steering wheel option. So we'll be walking you through the complete setup. It is a little different than a regular steering wheel setup, because in the regular yoke steerings you can just pull out your existing steering, unclip two wires and clip it back and install it. So this is the steering wheel which I was kind of trying to buy from quite some time. And I have also partnered with Hansshaw. They make really good quality products based out in China and ship it across from there. And their products looks pretty OEM. And they add a little flair to your Tesla to even personalize it and take the experience further. So if you really enjoy this video, give a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and if you want to buy this yoke steering, I will put a link in description below, and if you can use my code, you will get 15% off on anything on the Hanssshaw's website. They have really amazing products out there. Please go check it out. So I just got a black regular normal yoke steering wheel, because I just wanted to have like OEM feel to my car, but they have really good customization options where you can choose from different leather options. You can choose from carbon fiber styles, glossy, matte finish. You can choose the color from white and black. I chose black because my interior is black, so everything goes with the theme. So let's look what we got in the box, and I will walk you through the entire process. So this is the box which Hansshaw has sent it to me. The box looks pretty nice. It's all black. There are some details mentioned, like what the yoke steering wheel do. It is you can see it out here. Then on the left side there are some shipping instructions, and then some details about the company. So and when you order it, if you plan to order it, the box will be like kind of small, not too big. Just be a little careful opening it up, because while opening it up I realized when I ran my knife along here, the foam which they give you is pretty thin, and then the steering sits right under it. So be careful opening up the box. Fortunately I was kind of I didn't damage my steering wheel. And here it is. Here is the yoke steering wheel. There's nothing else in the box, which is surprising to me, because these steering wheels are not cheap. It costed me over $550, so they're not cheap by any means. So I was just hoping a little bit more in the packaging. Might be this steering wheel wrapped up in some kind of case or something, but no, it just came like this, and the rest of the box is all empty. And there is nothing inside, so I have to rip apart my current steering wheel interior and put it here. But if you will look and feel the quality of it's pretty premium. If you look the stitching, it's perfect all across. The material feels really premium and OEM. And the only thing which is little annoying for me is if you see the back, there's a lot of marking. I know that this is going to stay in the back and nobody's going to see it, but might be some kind of a quality check they've done here, and they have marked with some kind of a marker. I wish that they would have cleaned it up. It does not look good. And the other thing which I have for Hansshaw is there is no instructions at all in the box. I wish there has to be some kind of a manual which can tell you the steps. I know there are a lot of videos online which you can see, but I was not able to find an official Hansshaw video for the latest 2021 with the heated steering option online. So when you pay the price, the product is pretty amazing quality, but then there has to be something missing in the packaging. So that's about it. And the other thing is that if you'll see here, you can see the Tesla logo in the back. So what my understanding is that the Hansshaw buys these steering wheels from Tesla, the OEM steering, and then they modify it. So after placing the order, the only thing which was a little annoying for me is that the wait time, because they don't have these in stock. They do custom made. As I said, there are a ton of options to customize, so might be that's why they don't keep everything in stock. So once you place an order, you might have to wait for a couple of weeks because they put everything together as per your order and ship it. So I think it took me close to 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks to get this. But once this is shipped, the day I got a message that your steering wheel is shipped today from China, third day I got the delivery. So the delivery was super fast from FedEx. So yeah, please plan accordingly. I see these steerings also available on Amazon. They might be shipping it quicker, but then the problem is that you don't get a code to use to get some discounts on it, and they are a little priced higher on the higher side because obviously they are readily available. So yeah, this is the steering wheel, and the tools which we will need are a wrench with an extension with this a hex bit, which is 10 millimeter, a nose plier, some flat screwdrivers, thin ones, and I also got some Allen keys because I have to take the assembly out of the original steering and put it here. So these are the things, and now let's dive in and see what all we have to do for removing the old steering and installing the new one. So welcome guys, now we have to take the steering wheel out. This is the OEM steering. The first thing which I will do is this, just go into safety and then power off the car. I'll just turn it off. I've like rolled down my windows and opened one door just for ease of getting it out and getting inside again, and just don't want to keep the systems on. I've also seen that some people recommend that you take the power off from the main battery and then the power pack in the back, but I'm not going to do that. I think I will be all good to take out the steering without turning the power off, because I don't want to have all those power failure messages coming up. So the first step is that you have to locate two small holes here. If you can see, one is here on this side, the other one is located on the other side, and you might have to use some, like, you know, two like flat and thin screwdrivers to push them in together. So as soon as you'll push them in, this airbag will pop out. So we have to take the airbag out. So let's try and do this. This might take a little bit of pressure, and you have to push both the sides at the same time, and you will put it in. You will feel a pressure on that. So yeah, I think these are a little tiny. I might have to use the other screwdriver. So I ended up using two Allen keys. They are two different sizes, but then the hole is kind of flexible. It allows you to put it in, and once you insert in, be a little careful. You will feel that it is gonna touch something inside. There is a pin or something which you will feel it, and it might slip, but just push it and you will feel a pop, and this thing is gonna pop out like this. Be gentle with it because it is still connected with the wire. You don't want to break anything. I will open it and I will show you what exactly we need to pull. So if you can see here, I think this is the assembly in the back, which basically here in the back, which the pins which we pull out, press it, and then it just pops out. So as you can see at this point, this is connected with this. We have to be a little careful pulling this out because this thing is a little delicate, and I might use a little nose plier to press those two clips and open this up, and you hold these two clips here and here and press it and try and take this out. So here it goes. You have to be a little careful. This thing is a little plasticky, and there are two tabs. If you can see, you need to press these two at the same time and pull them out gently. This piece where it is getting installed is also a little plasticky, so be careful. I tried using the small but this is too small for nose plier for that job, so I used both my hands to use two flat screwdrivers, push them at the same time and then pull it out. So it is a little tricky. Be patient and it will come out. And the other pin which we'll have to take out is this red one, which basically controls the these two scroller wheels as well as the heating unit up here. And we'll also do the same thing. We'll keep this airbag in the side meanwhile, and then we'll unplug this. The two most difficult part in this installation is the Hansshaw steering. If you would have seen, like if you see this, you know, basically it's missing all these parts, which we need to rip it out from here and put it back, install them here on this. So these are little plastic parts, so you have to be careful. And then the second most challenging part is to take this screw out, because this screw is really tight. So if you have two people, it becomes a little easier because one person can hold the steering and then you have to use the torque. But we'll go step by step. First of all, we'll open up these Allen screws from the side here, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, and this will open up, and then we'll take these out and install it there. So I have unplugged this second part of it. Now I have to unscrew. The most challenging part is unscrewing this bolt here, and then we'll take the steering out and take all the assembly out and install it in the yoke. So here is this. This is gonna be a little challenging because, as I mentioned here, you have to hold the steering from one hand so it should not move. And oh man, this thing is tight. So finally guys, I was managed to open this. Now this rotates easily. I will strongly recommend that you have a really nice long extension. The previous one which I showed you was like this long. It was not working. The branch is a little smaller, so I was not getting enough torque. So braking bar is the lifesaver here, because if I wouldn't have used the braking bar, I was not even able to nudge that lug. That was super tight. So I use braking bar. This now it's all loose. I can unscrew it and this thing will come out pretty easily. And this is the guy. Oh my god, I don't know what Tesla did with it, but this thing is amazingly tight. So keep the tools on the side. And now rest everything I will do it inside because it's hot in the garage. You just have to gently wiggle and try and pull the steering out, and it pops out like this. So yeah, that's the way we take this out. Now everything else, all these wirings and this setup has to come out and get transferred to the yoke, and I will take it inside and show it to you. So here we are. I thought that I will keep both of the steerings together and give you a quick look. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the quality construction Hansshaw has provided. It's just like feels exactly like OEM. The leather is really nice and soft. I have not chosen the carbon fiber finish on the side. You can choose that. I just took it as the basic normal, like an OEM steering wheel. These things come in carbon fiber too, but I just like this, the original look of it. And see the size. Like what I can clearly see here is the OEM steering, but no doubt Tesla has nailed this steering. It is amazing. It is small, compact, round, amazingly comfortable. I drive my Acura MDX and now hate the steering wheel in that it feels so gigantic, unnecessarily blocking the view, and I'm not comfortable with that steering anymore after driving this with small steering. So the best part here is that obviously the top portion is gone from here, but then this portion is more wide, as you can see, and it is circular, so this has more room. It is wide and kind of little cube looking, so while on your long drive it's easy to hold. If you are the driver who holds it from here and drive most of the time, you will feel it right at home. And when you put it on autopilot, you can just rest your hands here, and like your left and right hand will be like sitting on the door panel rest and the center console rest, and you don't have to basically do the nudge or the scroll wheel for those annoying messages to keep your hands on steering. So looks and feel very nice. Let's transfer everything up from here to here, and we will install the steering. I'm pretty excited to put it back and take it for a spin. So one thing which is now a little challenging is I figured out we need to swap this entire assembly here. I strongly wish, and I recommend Hansshaw to do a better job in providing some instructions here, because you are just completely like blindfolded here, because they just send you this steering wheel but there's no instruction. And I've seen that in some videos that these steering come with the internal structure like this, and I wish they would have at least given me that option, you know, to have this here, and I am ready to pay like extra 50-60 bucks for that, because this is a painful thing to take everything out and clip it back in here exactly as it is. And I think when Hansshaw is building it, it's easier for them to do it than for us. So well, I have to do this. So there are 4 screws here in the corner. We have to open these screws, and most of this assembly is clip assembly, which we'll try and slowly, gently, because it's all plastic, yet you have to be a little careful pulling them out and move this entire thing up and fit it here. So I thought that it will be an hour job, but it looks like it's going to take me more for the entire thing, because I have to now take this assembly out. And I'm thinking that when I'm doing this, I might swap the scroll wheels which Hansshaw gave me to the original ones. So let's see. So here's a small tip, guys. I figured out the bolts basically which are sitting behind here are a little hard to access when this assembly is sitting on the top, and they're all plasticky, so you feel a little scared to do them. So what I did is I flipped it around and use your nose plier to kind of pinch and pop these little assembly out. They just pop out, and once you put it back, you have to again pinch it back and it'll go inside and sit, so it becomes loose, so you can basically access these wires. You will have to access this because the main harness wire is kind of tucked in behind this assembly here, if you can see. So unless I open this, I cannot take the entire assembly out. So yeah, I have to open at least these 2 screws, so kind of pull it up and take the wires out. So do that and it will make it a little easier. So once you unscrew those, you have to use a little force here on the sides. I use both my hands to kind of pry open, and you can see like these are a little pulled up. So basically they are all clips. They just sit pretty tightly inside. Do a little wiggle and try and take this entire assembly out, and see, the whole thing's just comes out like this. And this is the clip which is installed to the steering, so we have to kind of do the same thing, pinch and take this assembly out from here now. So from the back, I'm unscrewing these 4 little screws to take this entire assembly out, and I'm gonna put this back as it is in the yoke. It's better not to it's better not to pull the wires because they're tucked in pretty nicely. So I will take this entire unit out and try to put it back in the yoke. So you will need Allen keys for these, and these screws are pretty tiny, so you might need a pretty tiny Allen key for the back. Okay, So let's see. Okay, this unit is okay. So basically you needed to take the 2 screws out from the top here, and then this assembly is kind of now free from this. And okay, these wires are going from here, all good to go, and we can kind of unplug this whole thing and put it back under here. The front plate is, I think, screwed with the bottom 2 screws. Sorry, I thought that I will be able to take them out without taking these all four, but you have to take all 4 screws out, so you can basically take the front plate out. Then this entire assembly is now free, and you can basically flip it and see. This is the unit, and this is where they have made it sit. So we have to take this thing out from the clip somehow, and then we will be, this is the main steering wheel power, which is coming in here in the yoke, and this is which is coming up from the OEM. So that's what's gonna get plugged in into this assembly of the yoke. So yeah, it's jammed in pretty nicely here. Be a little careful and gentle. So I finally managed to take it out of the cage. This thing is kind of pretty nicely stuck here, so I was kind of a little scared. You have to basically pull this blue part a little up, and then it slides out like this. There's a setting here where it just slides in and sits inside it. So just kind of little gentle pull to up, and then you move to the side, then it comes out. Then you have to press from both the tabs on the side and then pull it out. That's the way, and that's the way it's gonna go on top of it, like this. I'm just experimenting that if I can make the OEM thing sit on the Hansshaw one, because I don't know, they look the same to me, but you never know. So if this happens, I don't have to do all the like rewiring again. So that's what I'm trying to see, if I can push this thing inside here, and if this thing can sit here nicely. The same way the wire will come in here. I will not plug it as of now. I will try and see if this thing fits in. Yeah, looks like that this will fit in and nicely, so I don't have to use the Hansshaw part, but I can use the original OEM one, so it will save me some effort of taking these tabs out for the scroll wheels, and I will end up using the original scroll wheel. Yeah, if I'll push it, it'll go inside. Looks nice. Let me see if I can adjust these wires a little bit so everything just fits in nicely. So okay, so mention, take this out, and to see which side is up, there is a small nudge here on this one here, which kind of goes up in this blue hole. So try and push it in, and should click in. Nice and sweet. This thing goes inside, so this assembly is done. Let's push everything back to place. I can hear a little bit of clicks here and there, but just wanted to be sure that I don't end up leaving any big spaces out on the sides. Okay. Wow, good job, Hansshaw, that you basically used the original OEM from the steering. So yeah, it was a little challenging, but not as bad. The only thing which I think I missed is I have to install the cover back first, then put it back. So I have to take it back out. My mistake. So first thing first, I put the faceplate down, and now have to screw the faceplate in the bottom here, and then I will screw these two bolts. So I will use the screws which I took out and kept it on the side. Let's put them in the place. And my fingers are a little big for this, so I have to be a little careful so I don't end up dropping the screw and losing it. Use your Allen key to put the cover back. I'm holding it from back of my hand so it stays in place, and then use the other screw on the other side. Okay, this goes here. Nice and sweet. I always get scared putting up screws in plastic parts, you know, that if you end up using too much of pressure, you might crack or break the place where they get screwed. So I'm trying to be a little gentle so they'll lock into the place. And one more twist. Hopefully this is tight enough. Let's look at this side. 1 and 2. Almost done. So here we go, guys. Finally everything is at place. The OEM part fits really well on this. Everything is screwed, tied up, double checked, everything clicked. These parts go click inside, so make sure when you push in you will feel like that they are in place, but you can turn here and see on the side if there is a gap, they have not gone in completely. Make them flush with the metal there, so just be a little gentle. See, you can see it here, there is still a little gap in this, so there is still this is not completely gone in and clicked. So you have to make sure that this thing, if you would have heard the click, this thing is right in place. So everything is nicely done. Now final showdown, install it on the car and take it for a spin. We are back in the car. Final part, final piece of the puzzle. We have to install this back and plug the power back on and put the airbag back in. So there are grooves on it, so and then the grooves exactly match the steering, so just don't be too like pushy, just be a little soft on it, just wiggle a little bit. This thing will automatically fall in place. You will have to kind of go left and right, up and down, and push and push. So this thing will slowly and gradually go inside. Don't just kind of rush it. And you can see that the gap is almost kind of closed here, so this is almost in the place. We'll put the screw, and rather than putting too much of pressure, I will let this bolt do the job and tighten whatever is kind of now I'm not able to kind of push it from my hand. So put the screw back. I'll get my tool and put it. Okay, let's get this back here. And you can see when I'm moving the screw, it is taking the steering as much as impossible. No more gap. Looks nice. I might not be able to do it as tight as it was, but I will try my best. Just try to be sure that when you're pulling it up, when you're opening it also, just don't do yank from the top and pull from here, because sometimes these hex screws have a tendency to like slip from the place, and if you slip and you're putting too much of force, they might hit up glass, because there's glass everywhere, the screen or the roof or the front glass. So just be careful, just be still, and I think that's the max I can do. Looks nice. everything in place. Now let's plug the points, the power back in. This is in, this is in. Let's get the airbag from the back. We plug this back in, and you will see that there are 3 prongs which will go in these 3 holes. Align them, push it gently, and it should go just clip in inside. You'll hear the click. All nice and good. See, it's loose from this side, so here we go, guys. All set, all done. After a lot of hard work, I thought which will be an hour-long project. Took me more than 2 hours because obviously of no instructions, and those assembly part needs to be moved over. Everything is done. One final thing which happened while installing the airbag back is that as soon as I put it back, the horn just will not stop blowing, and it just drove me crazy. So I just calmed down for a second, realized I took the airbag out and looked inside the assembly. So the plastic parts which clips in the 3 row holes, one of the hole was loose and it was keep popping back up. So as soon as you put this airbag back on and you press this, it will just get stuck there. So I kind of pushed it a little hard, it clipped in nicely there, and then it stayed in place. So how does it look? It looks awesome. I'm already feeling so much of room here, and the gear shifter and the turn signal is so much now easy to access. And I put this red accent on it. Now it even looks better because I can clearly see them. The only thing which I think I had to do is I had to move the steering a little bit up, because previously it was little down with the round small steering, and if I'm gonna do that, it's gonna see, it just brings back to the old setting as soon as go into drive. So my old steering was here, now I can't even move it, so I have to adjust the steering basically to up, so I can have more space here, and I might move it little out. Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. I'll save this to my profile. Wow, this is awesome. I cannot wait to go drive and take it for a spin. So I will add that clip within few minutes. I'm just stepping out and gonna drive it for around 40-45 miles to meet a friend. So I'm gonna give you a review of that how does it go on autopilot and how does it feel. But quality wise, it's pretty nice feeling. And then this is what I was talking about, you know, while you're on autopilot, you can just keep your hands here, or you can just keep your thumbs, and you're good to go. Like, you don't have to worry about like holding it or like snugging it. The good thing is that you can keep your finger when in autopilot, and this will stay, and this feels really premium. Hey guys, so welcome back, and now it's time to take it for a spin. To be very honest, when I took the car out from the garage, it feels a little different, you know, because obviously the top half is missing, but the overall feel at this point of time is amazing. Like, there is so much of room here. Now I'll put my phone and it will be very visible here if I'm going for a long drive, and if I am having an alternate map or anything here, it can be accessible. I have my HUD display up there. I also tilted my screen, so there is a separate video. I have installed the Hansshaw screen rotation kit, so that my screen is looking towards me, which is very nice. So let's see how does it feel to actually take it. So I'm gonna drive it on like from my community inside to the outside on the state highway, and see how does it goes. So wow, it feels amazing. It feels really different. So that's the first turn. The access to the like, you know, turn signal and the gear shaft is really easy now. And yeah, it is little different because I am kind of used to driving holding here, and while I'm taking a turn, I'm definitely yeah, you know, you feel like you can move your hand down here, but there's nothing there to hold. But yeah, you get used to it. I think I will have to drive a little bit to get used to it, but then you feel like you're sitting in a cockpit. It makes sense why Tesla did introduce Yolk. And I was watching some videos, and some of the guys who initially got the initial drawings of Tesla Model 3, they say that the Yolk was in those sketches, and it never made it to Model 3, but eventually it came to Model S and Model X. So that's amazing. So yeah, taking turns is not much of a change. If you try and drive it from here, then it's gonna be a challenge for you to get used to it. But I normally drive from here, so there is like a small knob here that you can keep your hands on, you can rest your hands on. And this bottom portion has now kind of little wider and straighter, so it's a little easy. So you turn, and nice. For some reason, this steering even feel little lighter than the original OEM one. Might be it's just that it's a new feeling. I'm feeling in that way, but yeah. So this will be the roundabout. We'll take a roundabout and try and go to the state highway. So yeah, definitely you need to use both your hands initially to get used to the yoke. I don't know, it's in my mind, but somehow, you know, after the steering you feel like you just zip past through. Just accelerate. But yeah, so once I will be on state highway, I will use the autopilot and see how it responds to the autopilot. But so far so good. I might need to do a little bit of adjustments to my seat and the steering. I think the height is all good, but I might bring it a little out, or try and bring it a little in. It might take a few kind of tests to figure out where it is more comfortable for me. So yeah, you can just grab it from here, and because it's not round, it's easier to hold because it's just straight and it's comfortable. Hold from here. So yeah, and if you are thinking of buying a yoke and you are hesitating, but like that you're not gonna like drive it without the full steering, believe me, you will get used to it. It's not that difficult. The steering is a little thicker from this side too. I can feel that it's thick here than the Tesla's OEM. So yeah, but yeah, this is pretty amazing. The access to this, it's pretty amazing. So yeah, man, it is fun. It's really amazing to control it from here. I feel so awesome. No doubt about it that this yoke is a worth investment to get the feel of Tesla. I think I'm loving it. So if you guys have any thoughts, comments, please leave it in the comment section, and I will try and reply back as soon as possible. And if you like the video, please subscribe. That helps me bring in more content. And there is a code in the description below. If you really want to buy this yoke from Hansshaw, use my code, you will get 15% off. And you can also look at other accessories on the Hanssshaw's website, which the link is in the description. They have pretty amazing upgrades to make your Tesla experience taking to the next level. So check it out, and talk to you in the next one.